Need a new car? Looking for that business vehicle or ornaments to conquer a small nation? At Cobra Commander's Shop Auto Sales, we want to put you in your next vehicle. We have everything to meet your work, family, or military needs. Check out his tank. It can be yours for no money down and only $2.99 a month. Need something more versatile? How about this Stinger Jeep? Fully armored, missile launcher included. Only 40,000 miles, most of which are non-combat. We've also got Rattlers, Night Ravens, and the all-new Ford Escape. And now we're offering 0 payments for 6 months, or until Destro can formulate a plan to take over the banks. Remember, at Cobra Commander's Shop Auto Sales, we're not just a car dealer. We're an evil terrorist organization determined to rule the world. And we're certified by the Better Business Bureau. So come on down to Cobra Commander's Shop Auto Sales for a test drive on Route 1 in Springfield. Follow the signs at the bomb craters. Free balloons for the kids. Come on down! Cobra!
Captain's log, stardate 33-647.47. We've been orbiting a Class M gravitational anomaly for days. The Enterprise is crippled. We cannot go to warp because the parking brake is on. The straits have never been more dire. Pike exits the turbolift and sits down on the bridge. We will not fire our phasers because this is Starfleet. We do not leave people or aliens behind us, especially mushrooms. The crew falls in love with Pike. Pike does not notice that the crew has fallen in love with him. Here at Starfleet, we believe in compassion, service, sacrifice. Maybe God and science too. I believe in love. I am in love with a horse. Number 1 kicks his butt. Pike is confused and ethical. Back at the Academy, I Bixar Darks Zimdlif Dugubuk Piffle Bleak. The Universal Translator has malfunctioned.
Zirkvin Dobeep Jeglurg Zoop.
Brugdoffel kämpft Gleben Jirpop. The turbolift enters and the chief medical officer enters. Where is the captain of the space vehicle Enterprise? Pike is suddenly kidnapped by aliens. What happens when you combine a race-swapped Buffy the Vampire Slayer with low-rent lesbian Twilight fanfiction? You get a Netflix series that's canceled after 1 season. First Kill. Meet Juliet, a high school-age vampire who for some reason can still see herself in mirrors, walk around in daylight, and is still in high school, who falls in love with a slayer named Calliope.
You're Calliope? Well, Cal's good.
Sure, why not? They then share a forbidden romance, just like those two. Well, maybe those two. Watch them take on other vampires, werewolves that look like bad CGI from 1995, and make out in the unsexiest way possible. You know, all you're doing is combining The Hunger, Twilight, and Buffy, and it's been done better. I mean, sheesh, you people. If you can't make lesbian vampires work on Netflix, then seriously, something is wrong here. Starring, whoever these people are. I really don't care anymore. But the mom was on Lost and a bunch of stuff you'll probably recognize. Don't miss When Animals Attack on Netflix. Now all we do is sit back and wait for the Axel Braun version, which will be 10 times better, believe me. She's a single female lawyer in the city, who happens to be the cousin of one of the most powerful Avengers.
There's no competition for me because I'm the strongest, so it's just kind of like a different...
Well, we should let her think that, but...
No, not her. The other one. You know, the green guy. Now, after an accident, where they blatantly change her origin story to prevent her from being saved by a man, transforms her into the Jade Giantess, she'll remind you whose show this is in the first place.
Just remember whose show this actually is.
Yeah, like you were ever gonna let us forget it. She-Hulk. Meet Jennifer Walters, a high-powered LA lawyer who can't help questioning Captain America's sexual history.
Obviously, Captain America was a virgin. Did you see that ass? Like, that ass?
That is America's ass.
Did not. deserve to die a virgin. It's like...
Get sexually harassed outside a bar by a bunch of outdated male stereotypes.
Just being friendly.
Yeah, where you going? So what?
Then wakes up in Mexico at Bruce Banner's tropical retreat, who then will take every opportunity to remind you how horrible it is to be a woman in the 21st century.
Triggers are anger and fear.
Those are like the baseline of any woman just existing. When incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me, I can prove that's not the case.
More smiles.
When I'm catcalled in the street.
It's 2022. Where do you get catcalled? On your way from your office to Starbucks? Yeah, it must be hell going that whole 20 feet from the elevator to the counter. Then, after returning to her career as a high-powered deputy DA, she's attacked by the Jersey Shore and manages to defeat her in about 3 seconds. Well, that was anticlimactic. Tatiana Maslany stars in the show whose writers admit that they don't know how to write a courtroom scene in
Lawyer Show.
I Am Woman Hulk, Hear Me Roar. Literally. Maybe this would have been better if it wasn't written like a Twitter argument between two completely unlikable human beings.
Basically, I was right and Bruce was wrong.
Steve Rogers is not a virgin. Little punk. He lost his virginity to a girl in 1943 on the USO tour.
If this is the best the MCU now has to offer, then I hate to think what you have in store for Daredevil.
Unknown caller. Spooky. Hello? Velma Dinkley speaking.
Hello, Velma. You like solving yourself a mystery?
Yeah, but I'm actually much more three-dimensional than that. Who is this?
This here Black Shaggy. You made the one black guy a drug dealer and a stoner. You gonna die, bitch. Jinkies.
Hey, brother, how much in the morning? WNBC, how much in the morning? WNBC, how much in the morning? How's Donkey Kong? How's Donkey Kong, everybody? Hey, brother, how much in the morning? WNBC.
Oh, how you been doing, everybody? Week 18 of the NFL. We're gonna get to the scores a little later. Not a whole lot on the line for my New York Football Giants. But, they clinched the playoff spot. We're just determining who they're going to play now. So, anyway, we're currently down to the Eagles 16-zip in the second half, third quarter. Let's take a look at who's in the chat. Greg Kirby's in the chat. Sangwon Links is in the chat. Razvan's in the chat. Boss Steve Rouse, Sean Rousel's in the chat. Base Bunny Love is in the chat. Jinkies. That's right. Jinkies. There's other people in the chat. There's 10 people here watching. Hey, listen, if you're not going to spend your Sunday with somebody, spend it with me. So anyway, yeah, that's right. So anyway, yeah, well, not a whole hell of a lot of news going on, but there are a few things. Let's get to something. Surprise, Velma is bad. But pardon me. Velma review, promising reinvention is wasted on lame jokes, prequelitis, and bad meta. Minnie Kaling's HBO Max reboot makes Harley Quinn look, well, much better than Velma. Did it really surprise anyone? They had to have released a clip. Let me see if they released a clip. Did it really? Best of Velma, Scooby-Doo, Velma official teaser trailer. They haven't released any other clips from this. which makes me think that they're deliberately burying it. They do not want anything from this getting out, which tells me that Warner Brothers said, "Oh, for God's sake, we put how much into this?" So, a woman got Joker pregnant. Yeah, role reversal. Weird stuff happens in comics all the time. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yes, Mecca has a video on that. Go check it out. But like I said, Scooby-Doo magic is how something so bland is also weird. A doofus, a smarty, two boring beauties, and a talking dog drive to dark places in a bright van. Every week they find out a monster. He's just some guy scaring people away from his farm, family-run circus, defunct zoo, haunted hat factory. You could say the original series is backwash 60s counterculture into the American Gothic tradition. With meddling kids, easy riding around, ghastly swamp water. Come on, though. Hanna-Barbera was just having a laugh on a deadline. Still, Velma dares to ask a big dumb question. What if the Scooby-Doo gang were meta jerks who want a bone? So everybody's going to be wanting to jump into bed with each other. When did we ask? Nobody asked that question. Nobody asked that freaking question. This is my origin story, says Velma, voiced by producer Mindy Kaling, who inserts herself into everything. My interjection. At the start of HBO Max's reboot, premiering January 12th. The series flashes back to the high school prehistory of the greatest team of spooky mystery solvers ever, when they variously hated or barely acknowledged each other. It's a prequel that recasts diversely, reorients sexually, and over backstories generally. Should be fun, but it's a self-aware slog. Everyone talks like a TV writer who only knows other TV writers. The nonstop references are nonstop ancient. Jill Stein, she's all that. The suspicious assertion that band geeks being weird equals comedy gold. So one time at band camp jokes we're going to get. This is exactly what happened in my vlog about Lil Wayne, someone says on TV in 2023. Velma is the brand new deconstructed canonical bonanza pulled right off the corporate assembly line. It's so extra, it's minus. At Crystal Cove High School, Daphne, Constance Wu, is a popular mean girl orphan who deals drugs because of a dark family secret. So, yeah, and everybody is a borderline psychopath, right? That's right, Greg Kirby. They already did the Bandcamp jokes. Notice they dropped the lightning from the animation. Ha ha. That was the only thing people liked. Mm-hmm. Well, they also like Millie Wiggs. They also liked this is the version you didn't get to see. This is the version. At the risk of repeating myself too often, I've obtained the rare clip of how that teaser trailer originally played out. So I'm going to share it with you because you're a new face. You deserve to see it in its entirety.
Unknown caller. Spooky. Hello? Velma Dinkley speaking.
Hello, Velma. You like solving yourself a mystery?
Yeah, but I'm actually much more three-dimensional than that. Who is this?
This here Black Shaggy. You made the one black guy a drug dealer and a stoner. You gonna die, bitch.
Jinkies. It's still funny. Yeah, the law of diminishing returns, but it's still funny. Oh, okay. Okay. Her boyfriend, Fred Glenn Howerton, personifies mediocre white richness. His mansion holds a dark secret. Everybody has a dark secret. Daphne has a dark secret. Fred has a dark secret. Secret. And he has teeny little private parts. Oh, so he has a dark secret and he has a small dick. A subject of much conversation. Shaggy has become Norville. Sam Richardson, a school newspaper striver, friend zoned by his beloved Velma. Yo, how come Velma don't want to get with Black Shaggy? She got to be a lesbo, don't she? He worries that he's a beta male. Remember that lame humor concept from 20 years ago? So, yeah, they're going to turn him into Steve Urkel. They're turning Black Shaggy into Steve Urkel. Yo, I ain't no Steve Urkel. What the hell going on? He worries. In my possibly foggy recollection, Velma was the only one mentally equipped to actually solve crimes, unless Scooby pratfalled into the villains' Red Quarters. For now, this reboot is dogless. It's always going to be dogless because they don't have the rights to Scoob. They don't have the rights to the dog. Now Velma is a misfit searching for her disappeared mother and investigating a maniac cutting girls' heads open. She exemplifies Kayleen's brainy, thirsty persona, complaining about patriarchal male gaze in the same episode where she has to subvert her best instincts to beg attractive classmates to muster all your sexiness and lure everyone away with a sexy dance. Oh my God, this sounds worse the second time I'm reading it. It really does. Holy cow. Who saw this pitch? Who saw this and said, yeah, we're going with this? A savvy kid investigates strange doings in a shadow town full of family secrets. Sounds like Riverdale for anyone who doesn't remember. Veronica Mars. Hot Archie certainly looms over any mature riff on toddler-safe pop culture. In the 8 episodes made available from the 10-part season debut, Velma gradually uncovers serialized clues while teen dramedy swirls around her. Her one-time bestie, Daphne, is her high school nemesis, though their dynamic evolves quickly before fading into the background. Some suspects are too suspicious too early. Velma keeps seeing demonic hallucinations, an enigma so nonsensical the show can only make jokes about it nonsensically. But it's nonsensicality, rather. Some animated reboots honor their foundation by improving it. Think the Netflix She-Ra and the Princess of Power. That didn't do that. Which Tolkienized an 80s toy line into the glittery cosmo-queer every genre ever. Velma settles for winky nods. There's no world where I'm ever solving a mystery in an abandoned amusement park, Daphne promises, while Velma wonders who would ever stop to put on a costume in the middle of a chase. Cheap shots, but hey, some reboots should dumb shame their predecessors. Well, that's just asking the obvious. That's just asking an obvious question. I mean, there's, Recall how C-Lab 2021 used Forgotten Hanna-Barbera Boarfest as a toilet bowl for brain-bursting absurdity. But Velma mostly replaces the old silly sensibility with crass name-dropping pointlessness. Adopted by 2 moms, Daphne declares she was baptized on the set of Ellen. A eulogy for the latest attractive victim notes how she was the rare slut that did not deserve to be murdered. Jesus Christ! This sounds worse the second time I'm reading it. Well, this is an EW review. This is an EW review, Sander Hammerslag. This just proves, listen, we all knew this was going to be bad. And it just sounds like there's no defending it on any level. They're going to try to defend it. They're going to name call. But you know what? I think we're slowly turning the corner on this. That it's so bad that they can't hide it. Velma is not white, obs. I'll just say obviously. Nor is she straight, which caused much excitement online. A key subplot is a bit deflating on that front, though. Les, She-Ra, and Katra are dancing. Then Alex kisses Marissa and Seth. Who's Alex, Marissa, and Seth? Obviously, anyone upset by these identity shifts is the worst, but beyond the conceptual wow of half a century old characters suddenly having definable traits, Velma plays out like any other prequel. Learn the secret origin of Velma's glasses. Learn the secret origin of why Velma says jinkies. The few fun ideas get buried under referential shenanigans. Sam Richardson nails sweetheart desperation in Norville. Yo, I'm sweet. What they call me? What they call me? That's an insult. That's an insult. Black Shaggy ever heard one. Though I'm still unconvinced the Shaggy archetype is anything more than Scoob screeched loudly. Nasty humor can work even when it's a quarter funny. So God help me, I laughed at Fred inviting a potential romantic conquest to hand stuff point. Pardon me. So there's a fisting reference. And Daphne's moms are married cops voiced by Jane Lynch and Wanda Sykes. Why can't that be a show and not some franchise extension J-plot? Normally, origin stories are all about a tall, handsome guy struggling with a burden of being handed even more power, Velma narrates. And if they're about girls, it's usually like, hey, what made this hot chick go crazy? Look, male origins are terrible. End them all. No, they're not. But also rude to Black Widow, Wonder Woman, Captain Marvel. That's all. The only one who had a decent origin story out of that was Black Widow. Well, Wonder Woman too, but Captain People, most Catwomen. We're nowhere near origin equity, but it's a mark much missed to say female backstories are only crazy hotness. I think the joke's main target is a certain clown princess voiced elsewhere on HBO Max by Kaylee Cuoco. Harley Quinn is surely Velma's ultra-violent femme / touchstone. But that great cartoon is crazy with purpose. Batman drowned a while ago in a molten core of self-seriousness and ponderousness wrapped in a candy shell of male grievance. It means something to reorbit Gotham around funny bisexual supervillain girlfriends, whereas you get the feeling that Kaling and Velma showrunner Charlie Grandy, let's see who this person is, Charlie Grandy, could have wedged any inoffensive IP into their way too late parody of teen dramas. In the words of the philosopher Rutro C. Grade C. Who the hell is Charlie Grant? Oh, this guy? Charlie Grant. He's a stand-up comedian, apparently. So, yeah. So, it's time to stop giving like sitcom deals to everybody. It really is. It's time to stop, okay? This is a thin premise to begin with. This was a who's going to watch this? This is a vanity project for Minnie Kaling. It really is. This is a vanity project for Minnie Kaling. If I were listen, if someone said to me, Rob, we want you to we're going to give you a half-hour series. It's going to be animated. You're going to have we know you're a fan of G.I. Joe. We know you're a fan of Transformers. So, we're going to want something. We're going to want something in it. I have a concept that sat around for years about what if G.I. Joe took place in space. I'm not just talking a branch of the unit. I mean, like I said, this is an elite force going in battle in space. So listen, so you can be inspired by something, but now all we're seeing is people saying to themselves, "Oh, I always wanted Minnie Kaling. I had no doubt. I always wanted to be Velma. I always wanted to be Velma. I always saw myself as Velma. I want to see myself as Velma." And she got the chance to insert herself into Scooby-Doo, which is what she always does. She inserts herself in everything. I'm not gonna do a G.I. Joe series, but I have like a concept that says, you know what? It's original, but it takes sort of that idea. It says, you know what? Let's put this into space, and it becomes its own thing. Hollywood currently lacks a new group of directors and showrunners that took over the industry from the studios system way back in the 60s, 70s. Well, what happened is, listen, you get that there's the law of there's this whole idea that we're at peak television now. We're at peak television, and what happens when you expand? What invariably happens when you expand? The audience gets thinned out, and the talent pool gets thinned out. It happens in sports ball all the time. When you have an expansion draft, the talent pool gets thinned out. There's simply not enough talent to go around, and that feeds into our second topic. I'll get to that in a bit here. Yeah, the talent pool gets they're giving sitcoms and they're giving shows to everybody who just walks in the door. Giants just scored, making 19-13. End of the third quarter. You gotta at some point they're gonna get tired of losing money. Oh well, we look at it as an investment. No, but you're losing money. This is a bad return on this investment. I mean, it's not working. What you're doing isn't working. And I really do see my prediction for Velma is we're going to get the one season, and this is going to quickly be canceled because this guy Zaslav has no patience. He has zero patience for anything that's not going to make Warner Brothers money. This is quickly going to get memory hold. G.I. Joe films are wonderfully shit like the Resident Evil films. I really do think that this is going to, and she's going to cry racism, and she's going to cry sexism. She's already setting it up. She's trying to, Mindy Kaling is trying to, she's trying to shield herself against criticism because she did all the diversity casting. She made herself Velma. So, you've got a problem with brown people. No, I got a problem with people who aren't funny. And she's already got she's making all the jokes. Everything has a strong feminist lean to it, bend to it. So she's already setting up her playing the victim. She's gonna be playing the victim on this. When this gets canceled, I was treated unfairly. They lied. They weren't being honest with me. Why did they give me a show if they didn't want to give me a second season? David Zaslav will be more than willing to eat that contract if it means getting rid of Mindy Kaling. I am willing to bet even money. That's the first thing out of her mouth because she does it all the time. You can't deal with the fact that Velma is South Asian. I can't deal with the fact that you're Velma and you are painfully unfunny. She's already laying the groundwork. She's been laying the groundwork to have a built-in excuse ever since they announced this series. Let me see if I can find Mindy Kaling racism Velma. Yeah, as far back as May of last year. She's trying to paint herself above it, but she's trying to paint herself above it, but she's feeding that beast. Nobody ever complained about talking dog and solving mysteries. Kaling says Scooby-Doo spin-off. So I don't think they'll be upset over a brown Velma. Mindy Kaling isn't backing down from her critics of her South Asian Velma. Just saying Indian. Velma Dinkley, she shared a sneak peek of the clearly brown-skinned character. The seemingly adult-oriented Scooby-Doo spinoff, simply entitled Velma, kind of like Wednesday, will be released on HBO Max later this year, with Kaling serving as an executive producer and voice of a titular character. You know what they do? You know what actually she does? You know what everybody does? They turn everybody into Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory. That's what they do. They turn everybody into Sheldon. Well, Sheldon is he's a smart person like that, and he has all these quirkiness. So let's make Mindy Kaling. Let's make this version of Velma like Sheldon. They did it with Wednesday Addams. They turned everybody into Sheldon. They turned Spock into Sheldon. Fans and critics are speculating about what the reimagined Asian Velma will look like since the series was announced last year. See, last year, a history of pushing identity boundaries. Not everyone was happy about it. Recast Velma as Asian, a move that's been met with racism and concerns. See, like even as far back as 2021, she's been priming the pump for this. At the Warner Brothers Discovery Upfront presentation Wednesday, Kaylee gave audiences the answer. In a first-look image of her new series, dark-skinned, dark-haired Velma can be seen standing at a crime scene in her classic orange turtleneck plus a black hoodie. Hopefully you notice my Velma is South Asian, Kaylee told the audience. If people freak out about that, I don't care. Velma's complexion isn't the only thing that's changing with the spinoff. The photos feature the title character group of mostly clothesless women staring down at a dead body, indicating the show will be geared toward an entirely different audience than previous iterations of Scooby-Doo. Warner Bros. Did not immediately respond to NBC for requests for information. When the series was announced, the Never Have I Ever producer, that was a thing, faced racist backlash from Scooby fans who said making Velma Asian would not keep the original story, which premiered on CBS in 1969.
No, they said, why do you need another fucking version of Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, they said, why do we need another version of Scooby-Doo? Well, she's not Velma, then is she? One person tweeted, but fans pointed out that the Scooby-Doo gang at large have changed over the decades with remakes. Velma has been voiced by 12 different actors, including people of Japanese and Puerto Rican descent. So we have to make it resemble the person on screen. Nobody ever complained about talking dogs solving mysteries, Kenny said during the presentation, so I don't think they'll be upset over Brown Film. Yeah, but there's no talking dog. She couldn't get the rights to the dog. She couldn't get the fucking rights to the dog. She couldn't get the rights to she couldn't get the, they don't have the right. Listen, before everyone says you're wrong. She couldn't get the rights to Scooby-Doo.
I said that in a few of these articles.
Here, IndieWire.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why do I keep dropping it if you can hear? Hold on. Why Mindy Kaling's Velma doesn't include Scooby-Doo?
Because she's a stupid woman.
Because she's a stupid woman. They said to her, yeah, she's stupid. She's not.
Stupid woman. Shut up, Mindy.
The dog knew this was shit and they wouldn't sign a contract. That's about as good an explanation as ever. During screening of Velma pilot in the New York Comic Con, it was revealed the beloved Great Dane Scooby will not appear in the HBO Max show. Curious fact about the upcoming Velma shows unveiled today in New York Comic Con revealed Scooby-Doo won't feature in the show. Streaming Giant's new bet for 2023 based on the classic Scooby-Doo franchise. It's based on Velma. That follows the adventures of mystery-solving gang, including classic characters like Daphne, Velma, Fred, Shaggy, not Shaggy, Norville. And the talking Great Dane Scooby-Doo has been loved for generations. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Debuted as a kid's cartoon in 1969. And again, I keep saying, you're thinking too deeply about this. This is not some kitschy kind of property that you can make appeal to anybody. This is a Saturday morning cartoon that was deliberately vapid, that was deliberately devoid of any real depth or complexity because it was just to sell toys and breakfast cereal.
Another talking dog is cute.
Oh, look, a talking dog. Kids will love that. Yes, if you think I'm being overly cynical, I am. He says as he takes a bite of a brownie. No, it's not pop brownie. Velma comes at the heels of these past versions, but takes a completely different approach to the usually kid-friendly shows and films about the Mystery Inc. gang of the past. HBO Max's new show, led by Kaling in a titular role, because she has to insert herself in everything, A dumpy little bitch. It presents itself as an adult-oriented animated TV series that will not shy away from difficult subjects and gore. Audiences will see the protagonist Velma and the rest of the gang as high schoolers. Again, high school. Everything is about high school.
They weren't even in high school in the original.
They were like 18, 19. They were like 20, 21. Bunch of slackers taking the summer off. With the show addressing all the events that are happening around that phase in life, as well as mysteries Velma will need to solve, though she will be without one major teammate. As revealed during the show's New York Comic Con panel, via Polygon Mini Killings, Velma's show will not include Scooby-Doo. Showrunner Charlie Graney indicated that the iconic Great Dane was considered at some point for the show, but there were two key factors keeping him out of the adult animated series. See what Graney shared below. What made Scooby-Doo a kid's show is Scooby-Doo. We couldn't have a take on it. Like, how can we do this in a fun, modern way? Our efforts coincided with Warner Brothers Animation saying, we can't use the dog. So they're making an excuse, but Warner Brothers put the kibosh on that. Seriously. Yeah, she's going to blame men. Velma's going to complain about dating men, yeah. Just like they call Grogu Baby Yoda. They called Grogu Baby Yoda. They called him Grogu, so they don't have to pay George Lucas. Oh, look, it's Baby Yoda, but it's really Grogu. It's not a character.
Yoda was a Yoda species alien.
Why doesn't WB doesn't want the brand damage for being kids? That's why Norville isn't being called Shaggy. Yeah. Well, they're kind of a match. They're kind of a match set. If you have Shaggy, Scooby-Doo is Shaggy's dog.
Yeah.
Wherever Scooby-Doo is, Shaggy's not far behind. She's probably bullied a lot in high school, like most of these writers. So now they want to create an alternate reality in high school where they feel all right. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They can't get over high school. According to Granny, not having Scooby-Doo on the show only makes Velma much more of an adult take on characters. The Velma trailer released during the New York's NYCC Comic-Con panel expanded on how the show will take a very different approach than previous Scooby-Doo related shows and movies, not shying away from adult themes, violence, and a bit of gore. Velma will also bring a lot more diversity. There's that word. Everybody drink. Diversity, drink. Not being afraid to change the ethnicities of the original characters, as Velma herself will be South Asian descent. While Hocus Pocus 2 Sam Richardson will voice Shaggy. Again, it's not Shaggy, it's Norville. And Constance Wu will voice Daphne. While the show's diversity, drink, an R-rated tone has been met with mixed response, the reveal that Scooby-Doo won't feature in Velma is sure to be the most divisive choice yet. From Grandy, from Grandy, Kaling, and creative team. As many general audiences continue to find themselves uncertain about the future of Scooby-Doo brand following 2020's poorly received animated movie reboot, and the recent announcement of Velma was confirmed to be gay in Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo, which, while most were ecstatic about a wide array of directions for the franchise, are sure to leave some feeling further mixed on the HBO Max effort. Only time will tell how audiences will respond when Velma premieres on HBO Max in 2023. It's going to tank. It's going to freaking tank. It's going to tank hard. Oh God, it's going to be. Oh God, it's going to be. It's not just going to be. It's not going to be just a failure. It's going to be a spectacular failure. Well, most of it. Can we read? I don't think we can redub the whole thing. It's just some lines. Yeah, you're gonna redub the Black Shaggy parts. I know that because you said that. You promised me some work, Slomo. Don't you go back on your word. That's right. You saw what I done to Velma. That's right. You saw what I done to Velma. Don't you forget it. Don't you forget what I done to Velma.
Unknown caller. Spooky. Hello? Velma Dinkley speaking.
Hello, Velma. You like solving yourself a mystery?
Yeah, but I'm actually much more three-dimensional than that. Who is this?
This here Black Shaggy. You made the one black guy a drug dealer and a stoner. You gonna die, bitch.
Jinkies.
Well, I'm not saying I did it, but if I did do it, it would be like that. See, that's how OJ got away with it. That's how the OJ got away with it. That's right. If I did do it, that's what it would look like. That's right. That's right. So this is gonna be a spectacular failure. Make that t-shirt. Jinkies. When was Scooby-Doo about a murder? It never was. It was about an old man some old guy in a mask trying to scare people away from his amusement park so he could sell it to a developer or something.
So we could get it cheaper and then sell it later.
Yeah.
They're all real estate scams.
It was all real estate scams. It was all real.
It's haunted. It's not worth anything. I'll give you $1 for it.
Oh, they want me to sell my amusement park. Business is not what it used to be. And a big developer wants to come in and put a shopping mall. Like, zoinks. Mike, you can make a fortune if you sold it yourself. Yeah, but I promised my late wife that I'd keep running the amusement park. Oh, she didn't love this place. Well, we got to find out what's happening. Yeah, right, gang? Oh, no.
And they have the music, and then they start
Then
walking.
they start walking. Yeah.
And then they start walking.
Start walking like they're skating.
Yeah.
Start walking like they're skating. Either that, or they pull. Or they're driving down the road. Hey, look, that bus is broken down. They need help. Let's pull over, see what we do for them. Zoinks! Like it's the Harlem Globetrotters. Yeah, we were on our way to a game, and our bus broke down. We pulled the. Where's your game, guys? At the haunted arena. Oh, look, it's Mama Cass. She's just hitchhiking on this dark, deserted road. Hey guys, I'm on my way to a gig, but I got lost. Where's the gig? At the haunted theater. I mean, that was the whole premise. Everything was a real estate scam. Everything on Scooby-Doo was a real estate, and I'm not even high and we made that connection.
You're a little high.
Probably. No.
I think you got to contact her. That's the thing. You want to do the pee test.
I don't have to pee yet. Everything on Scooby-Doo was a real. What's next? White Harlem, black trans Harlem Globetrotters? The 76ers episode. Oh, look, it's Sonny and Cher. Hey, kids, we're on our way to tape our variety show, but our car broke down.
This is in the same universe as the Addams Family.
Or they run into the Addams Family. Yeah. Hey, it's the Addams Family. Yeah, we're here at the carnival, and it's haunted.
Oh God.
Yeah, everything.
There's no haunted carnival now.
I don't think the Black Knight episode was real estate.
It was always something like there's a treasure and I need to find it.
There's a treasure, or
before they sell it or something.
Yeah,
like
there was something. Yeah. Oh, my late wife said to me, "Oh, make sure you run." I do so love the haunted amusement park, but I just can't make ends meet no more. Well, how come? Well, people are saying it's haunted. They've been staying away. Well, we'll help you solve the mystery.
So run that as a perk. So you run it for the people who like ghost tours. Like seriously, there's a whole market for that now. People who want to go. Like we stayed at the Stanley for crying out loud, and there's like a whole bunch of people who are there wanting a ghost experience.
Scooby-Doo, hey, it's the Scooby-Doo gang. What are you doing here in Colorado? We're on our way to the haunted hotel.
The murder hotel.
We're on our way to the murder hotel. Legend has it that a famous writer was writing a novel here, and he disappeared one night without a trace. And it turns out, we'll see who now, Mr. Ghost. We'll see who you realize. It's Stephen King, the missing writer. And I would have got away with it too. They went for you meddling kids.
Well, I needed to sell my books. So
I needed to sell.
how wait a minute, how would Stephen King disappearing and haunting the hotel sell him books?
I don't know. It makes sense in my head.
But pirate ghosts?
It makes sense in my head. I don't know.
There was an episode where they had to stay in a haunted house at the top of a mine or cave to get an inheritance from Scooby-Doo.
Mm-hmm.
There was an episode they were in Seattle. I remember when they ate at the Space Needle. Yeah. Wait till the walls bleed. Did they ever come about? Did they have to care about how to clean up? Yeah.
Well, you were there. How to describe their time at the Stanley?
There was no hot water. That's my time at the Stanley.
Yeah, it was cold. It was November.
It was November. It was on top. It was on the side of a mountain. It was cold. It snowed.
Yeah.
I'm putting sodas outside outside the window
because they don't have a fridge.
Because they didn't have a fridge. I'm sitting by the fire, so I can use their free internet. Says, "Fuck, it's cold up here."
Yeah, it was cold. They didn't have hot water.
They had a cool whiskey bar though.
No hot.
Seriously, but listen, I'm going to be totally serious for a minute. If you ever get a chance to stay at the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park. Well, apart from doing it in the summer, wintertime is very picturesque. But if you ever get a chance to stay at the Stanley Hotel, do so. I mean, oh yeah, it's very nice in the winter. So 46 minutes in, they say the haunted WrestleMania. So I'm going to talk about next. What makes a Velma snack? Pair of panties? I don't know. I'm going to talk about a subject. Listen, I was a huge fan of The Daily Show. Now, I'm saying was because I haven't watched The Daily Show in a number of years. Because that no talent hack, Trevor Noah, took it over. And now that he's gone, it looks like I'm still not going to watch The Daily Show. And this is why. They've announced a slate of guest hosts in the interim, hoping they can find somebody that clicks with the public. Daily Show guest host schedule features Leslie Jones, Cal Penn, and Sarah Silverman. Wanda Sykes, D.L. Hughley, Chelsea Handler, Hassan Minaj, and Sarah Silverman will temporarily take over the anchor's desk. In the wake of Trevor Noah's departure, good riddance. From The Daily Show in December, Comedy Central has announced a schedule for guest hosts who will steer the show until a permanent replacement is named. Comedy veterans Leslie Jones, Wanda Sykes, D.L. Hughley, Chelsea Handler, Sarah Silverman. You have black woman, gay black woman, black man, woman of questionable sexuality, and Jewish woman. So we have, so you got all your bases covered. We'll each host for a week starting later this month. New episodes of The Daily Show will begin airing on January 17th. Jones will be the first guest host until January 19th. Sykes will host from January 23rd to January 26th. D.L. Hughley from January 30th to February 2nd. Handler from February 6th to the 9th. Silverman, February 13th to the 16th. Following this lineup, Comedy Central also announced Al Franken, John Leguizamo.
He's been getting political lately.
Hassan Minaj, and Cal Penn, and Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans, I can see doing well.
Cal
Penn is as interesting as a paper plate. But what has he done outside of Harold and Kumar?
I only want to see him smoke weed and eat White Castle.
That freaking hair. His freaking hair is what's with this guy's hair? He has that huge Elvis pompadour hair. What the fuck, man? If you want. No sign of Idris Elba being a host. What?
Does anyone want to what the dub stream after this?
Ugh, Sarah Silverman. Can you make a drinking how many times she mentions she's a woman, Jewish, or some feminist dog whistle? So, okay, where am I? All the guest hosts have extensive comedy backgrounds. Yeah, but a lot of them aren't funny. Formerly a stand-up cast member of Saturday Night Live, Jones starred in 2016's Ghostbusters reboot. Oh, okay, so she has a built-in excuse again. And currently hosts the game show Supermarket Sweep. Sykes is a stand-up comedy veteran who hosted her own talk show on Fox. She also had a show on Comedy Central called Wanda Does It, and co-hosted the 2022 Oscars. Hughley starred on the sitcom The Hughleys and anchored the news on CNN's Breaking the News. Handler hosted her own late-night show, Chelsea Lately, on E! From 2007 to 2014, starred another talk show, Chelsea, on Netflix. Silverman, who was not funny, starred on the Sarah Silverman program, which wasn't funny, on Comedy Central, and hosted late-night talk show, I Love You America, which nobody saw. Franken had a long association with SNL before getting himself into politics, serving as senator from Minnesota from 2008 to 2018 when he resigned after allegations of sexual misconduct. Leguizamo is a familiar presence on stage screen recently, starring in Encanto, Violent Night, and The Menu. Minaj is the only announced guest to have previously been a correspondent on The Daily Show. He was actually the last guy on during the Jon Stewart era. He is actually the last he's one of the last holdovers from the Jon Stewart era. He was okay, but he wasn't great. Where am I? Where did I live? Leguizamo president. Okay, Minaj. Yeah. He also hosts the political comedy show Patriot Act, which got canceled. Penn is best known as Kumar from Harold and Kumar comedies. He left Hollywood in time to serve in Barack Obama's administration, which we don't know what he did. A member of the illustrious Wayans family, Marlon Wayans starred in The Living Color, the Wayans brothers before starring and directing a number of comedies, including A Haunted House, 50 Shades of Black. Now, Comedy Central's longest-running show, The Daily Show, originally launched in 1996 as a vehicle for comedian Craig Kilborn. When he moved on to host CBS Late Show in 1998, Jon Stewart took over the show and steered in a more political direction, becoming a popular voice of dissent during George W. Bush administration. Stewart left the show in 2015 and was succeeded by Noah. Noah announced his own departure late last year. His final episode aired on December 8th. Comedy Central is yet to name a new permanent host for The Daily Show. Stay tuned for Collider for future updates. And there's my comment. The Daily Show doesn't work anymore. Just ended and run South Park at 11. Okay, now a few things. Okay, now listen. I've been watching The Daily Show since the Kilborn era. Okay, I've been watching since the Kilborn era. Listen, I'm not going to pretend like Craig Kilborn was this elder statesman of late night comedy. Okay, he wasn't. Okay, before that, he was on ESPN. He was on SportsCenter. He was very good on SportsCenter. But here's the problem I have. Here's the problem a lot of people had. You had this Trevor Noah guy come in, and he had no investment. Okay. Stewart was invested in the country. He was invested in everything that was going on. Trevor Noah was completely detached. He was completely detached because if the country went tits up, he didn't care. He'd just go back to South Africa or go back to the UK. And that's part of the reason why, it came across as is ungenuine, disingenuous, ungenuine. Didn't come across as genuine. He never came across as genuine. The other problem is this. He would run segments would just be running a clip, giggling, and then saying, I don't understand. Why are Americans so stupid? Americans are so stupid. It's not like this in South Africa. They're not adorable. Please like me. Okay. He wasn't versed in American politics, American media, American pop culture, American news, and the people who report on it. He wasn't versed. He wasn't steeped in this country. In other words, now for the people watching overseas, Sandra Hammer Slag, Full Mox Chicken, and the other people watching from overseas, I've heard the argument that when he came onto the show, he was going to bring a different perspective, an outsider's perspective. He's going to teach people about he's going to teach people about other places. He's going to teach people about South Africa, teach people about this. That is not what you tune into the Daily Show for. You tune into the Daily Show for a comedy satire program, again, about American politics, American media, American news, and the people who report on it. You don't walk into a McDonald's in Tokyo and expect to order sushi. Same thing with the Daily Show. You don't watch it for a perspective. You don't watch it as being an American brand for a perspective on foreign affairs. You watch it to say, hey, what's going on in the U.S.? That was the Daily Show's brand. Now, they tried to change the brand. They tried to change that brand, and they ultimately failed. Now, I can pull up the ratings for you if you want. Trevor Noah, his last show failed to draw 500,000 viewers. Jon Stewart had, I think, 2.5 million people watching. He had 2.5 million people watching his final show. At its height, the Daily Show with Jon Stewart brought in 2 million people. At its height, 2 million people per night. 4 nights a week, Monday through Thursday. There were nights Noah failed to draw 300,000. Now, people are going to say, oh, well, but the landscape has changed, the late night landscape, and I'll get to that in a minute. The late night landscape has changed. You know, there's more people out there. Like, oh, but you know, he has a big international following. The international numbers do not show up in the ratings in the U.S. the way they're done. Why would we watch a Daily Show? Otherwise, we have our national talk show to deal with national issues. Yes, exactly. Now, there's people who are going to argue, oh, well, but the Daily Show has record online engagement. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again, and I'll keep saying it. The reason why it has record online engagement on YouTube is that they paid to run those segments as ads. They turn up as ads on things like Roku, on things like your Fire Stick, even on YouTube's website. You got those Daily Show clips as ads, right? Right? You got those Daily Show segments as ads, right?
Yeah, for Trevor Noah,
Yeah. So they were padding the numbers. The numbers are skewed. But the other thing too is this. Now, we talk about the landscape changing. The landscape hasn't just changed in regards to television. There's more late night things going on now. I mean, there's late night shows. All of the, I mean, yeah, Masticina Akita said yes, they've seen those. Here's the other thing too. Like I said, when we talk about online engagement. Now, listen, I'm hoping that they're not going to take some YouTuber or Twitch streamer or TikToker and give them a show. Okay, because there's a ceiling to this. There is a ceiling to that popularity. You can't make, and Jesse Cox and Cox and Kramer were saying this, it is difficult for a YouTuber or for a Twitch streamer to crack that nut. There is a ceiling to their popularity. They're not going to be able to translate that popularity online to the television sphere. And we've already seen with Trevor Noah, we've seen with Lily Singh, we've seen with a lot of people online. The online sphere doesn't translate into ratings. Those people do not show up. They gave Lily Singh a show. Her show tanked. They asked Amy Schumer to do it back 7 years ago. She turned it down. She was one of the people they originally asked. She turned it down. Again, you can the online sphere is completely different than the TV film sphere. You're not going to be able to get someone to cross over because, again, you're big online, but those people who are your online audience, they don't show up. And you cannot, you have difficulty monetizing that. The other thing, too, is look at YouTube and how much political discourse there already is in the online sphere. You have people like David Pakman. You have people like Sam Cedar. You have like the Young Turks. You have all these people. You have who else? You have Kyle Kalinske. You have so much political discourse on YouTube from the left and from the right, from everywhere, that it makes something like The Daily Show superfluous now. Yeah, and again, you have so many versions of The Daily Show already that exist in the online realm that, much like G4, there's no audience for it anymore. Shinseki Evan, I'm sorry, but Jon Stewart's patient zero for political propaganda is comedy problem we have today. Well, you may think that I tend to I tend to disagree. I tend to disagree with that. I think Stewart brought a perspective to it that stripped away a lot of the propaganda to it. I think he really got to the bare bones of a lot of issues. But again, like I said, we have so many people in that online sphere doing this already that I think The Daily Show's time has passed. I really think that it's an antiquated concept. A 30-minute nightly show focused on politics and media. Every YouTuber. I have that. I do that. Everybody does that. I mean, it's difficult for me to not name someone who does that. Whether it's Crowder, whether it's, like I said, the Young Turks, whether it's Sam Cedar, whether it's Salty Crowd, everybody, Tim Pool, Salty. I mean, really, there are so many people that do that now.
Because that's all it was. You get a 10-minute video, which is about a 7-minute segment from the
show.
10-minute Salty Cracker video on what crazy, outrageous thing happened. You go over to 10 minutes over on Tim Pool's thing about whatever other outrageous thing happened.
I mean, and there's, like I said, talk shows are now YouTubers. Mm-hmm. That's part of it. I still think there is a place for talk shows, but unfortunately, there are too many of them. And again, the talent pool has been diluted. And The Daily Show was something that was a Generation X, the Gen X vehicle. It was a Gen X vehicle, that snarky Gen X sensibility, and trying to adapt it for Zoomers or Gen Z doesn't work. That's how dead comedy is. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't disagree with you, Shin. I do not disagree with you. I mean, but like I said, it's that whole detachment. The one thing that Stewart was genuine, though. From Stewart's perspective, he got on there when he was angry about something. It was genuine. You felt it too. You felt it because you were angry about it too. How could this happen? How can this happen in a country like ours? How can we allow this to happen? Why do we allow this to happen? And you wanted someone who could make sense. When Trevor Noah came along, he was just like, you Americans are so stupid. I can't believe how stupid you are. You are so stupid. I'm going to call you stupid to your face. When you are so stupid. That's the difference. It's this thing like, it's your fault. No. where Stewart would be like, we got to put this right. We got to put this right. We got to put this right. We're all in this fight together, whether it's you. That's what that rally to restore sanity was about when he held in Washington, D.C. And if you go back and you watch that final monologue, he shows the traffic. He goes, this guy's a conservative. This is a doctor, a nurse, a plumber, a lawyer. You know what? They're all stuck in traffic together, like we all are. And now you get the Gen Z Zoomer mentality that they thought they could appeal to. They wanted to appeal to it. It's like, it's your fault that I have so much student debt. It's your fault I can't afford rent. It's your fault. It's all your fault. Ugh, you boomer. You boomer. Nice job, boomer. Nice job. Way to go, boomer. That's not what people want to hear. Like Louis Black used to say, just tell me what the fuck's going on. Tell me what the fuck's going on. Tell me what, like you said, tell me. That's what Louis Black, that exactly. When, granted, it's a failing of the traditional news media that a half-hour nightly comedy program was more informative than the real news. And that is a genuine failing on the media's part. And that is part of what the appeal of The Daily Show was. And then he comes along. Then someone like Trevor Noah comes along. He says, "Well, I'm not going to focus on Fox News. I'm not going to focus on Fox News. I'm going to focus on BuzzFeed. I wonder what's going on with BuzzFeed." BuzzFeed? BuzzFeed is what the news is to a 12-year-old girl. I hate boomers, but what? Yeah, BuzzFeed is doing so well they laid off a majority of their staff. But I don't think. Listen, apart from, and like I said, Thomas, and actually Megan had a good suggestion. A guy by the name of Thomas Lennon. Thomas Lennon, who was on Reno 911. He was a very talented writer. He's a very talented actor and director. He is actually a very talented. I think he could bring a new sensibility to a much needed sensibility, much needed gravitas to something like The Daily Show. But I don't think they're going to hire him just from the thing of that I think he's 50 now. I think he's in his 50s. I think he might be deemed too old for the gig. Thomas Lennon. He is 52. Yeah. And so they're going to want someone because they still value this younger demographic. But this younger demographic doesn't buy shit. They don't buy anything. They don't buy anything. They buy not even lattes and that's just.
No, they buy like $20 cocktails.
They buy $20 cocktails. They buy experiences. Let's go on a juice crawl. Let's go on a juice crawl. So yeah, so so anyway, so yeah, so that's what I don't like. And like I've just said, I really think that it's time. If they can't find a good host, I think it's going to be the final nail. They're going to try to keep it going as long as possible. But I think the time for the Daily Show has passed. I really do. I would be much better off with my memories of Stewart, how good it was. And you can see that Comedy Central's website, actually, they have all old Stewart shows up on there. So they're still milking Jon Stewart. And I think that, like I said, I think it's something that's past its expiry date. I really do. I think Jon Stewart's version of Daily Show is the last one that you need. And I think that without it, this is a concept that time has passed, and you would probably be better off running South Park at 11. Because I can tell you what's going to happen now. They're going to find a quote unquote diverse person of color. They're going to find a diverse person of color, and they're going to run what's left of the show into the ground. Because they'll use whatever numbers or metrics they will to justify their decision. Oh, they have good online engagement. This is that's a new fresh face, international perspective. And it's not going to work. It's not going to work. I didn't see myself, Greg. Didn't see that myself, Greg. SNL. Well, in Phonebox Chicken, SNL is very front loaded. It's SNL in the 70s and 80s is a far cry from what SNL is today. I mean, SNL goes through spurts, it goes through different eras. I mean, it's bad. It goes through eras where it's really good and then it's really bad. Yeah, it had a great run in the 90s. Only international host I want is Borat. That was what Trevor Noah's whole act was Borat. That was his whole act was Borat. It was a foreigner stumbling through America, trying to look charming. Then saying, "Aren't I adorable? Please love me." Sarah Silverman was one of the worst seasons ever. Yes, she was. All right. So that's it. So I think the Daily Show is completely foobarred. I think it's foobarred. I don't think there's any redeeming it. And I wouldn't be surprised if Ricky Gervais or Russell Brand. I don't think Ricky Gervais is going to want to do a nightly half-hour comedy series because it's very restrictive in terms of because he wants to do stand-up and movies and TV and other stuff. Russell Brand, I'm not sure if he'd be a good fit. All right, so let's put that one to bed. I'm going to do some scores. and we will. There is an Aminal news. Different Emu's birthday. Okay, we will do that. Okay, there's also there's more than one piece of animal news. Okay. We got sports. As Crendor would say. No, I can do sad animal news. Oh, I'm trying to find scores here. No, where the heck is the scores? NFL scores. Where the heck is? Oh, here they are. So we got week 18 of your National Football League. Chiefs over the Raiders yesterday. 31-13. Titans over the Titans losing to the Jaguars 20-16. The Steelers defeating the Browns 28-14. Bengals over the Ravens 27-16. Vikings beating the Bears 29-13. The Bills beating the Patriots 35-23. The Dolphins beating the Jets 11-6. Falcons beating the Buccaneers 30-17. The Panthers over the Saints 10-7. The Texans beating the Colts 32-31. 49ers over the Cardinals 38-13. The Washington people collectively engaging in football-like activities over the Dallas Cowpokes 26-6. The Rams are tied in overtime with the Seattle Seahawks 16-16. Seahawks have the ball. 5:59 to go. The Eagles defeating your New York Football Giants 22-16. This game was really meaningless as the Giants clinched a playoff spot last week. The Eagles are division winners, but we still would like to see them beat them anyway. The Chargers are trailing the Broncos. That has actually become a final. The Broncos have defeated the Chargers 31-28. The Packers take on the Detroit Lions later today in your late game. No Monday night game. So we are sitting around and we are waiting on the playoff picture to develop here. Lots of to be determined, And those are your sports scores. Sports. We got Ian, we got animal news. Hey, Donnie Pearson, how you doing? Let's see. It's a home run. That's right. It's a home run. Okay, so we have more animal news. We have a news from the Denver Zoo. Okay, about an emu. Oh, man, where's the emu news? What happened to the emu news? That's not the emu news. I don't find the emu news. Oh, okay, there we go. Ralph. Ralph is a. Let's see, Ralph. Where's Ralph? Okay, well, we'll just do it by the we'll just do the tweet. Okay. Ralph the emu is celebrating a birthday from the Denver Zoo. Everyone's favorite emu celebrated his hatch day earlier this month, and 26 never looked so good. Wow, is really they live that long? Be sure to wish Ralph a very happy belated birthday next time you visit the zoo. Get your tickets there. So if you're in the Denver area, say hi to Ralph. There's a handsome fellow staring at you with a big dopey stare. Ralph is doing well, and we wish him well. Many more to come. And we got more animal news. There's a rare discovery of a rare animal. Rare animal captured in San Antonio after found clinging to man's front porch, ACS says. The animal, identified as a coati, is illegal to own in San Antonio, in South America, and South Texas. No, I don't think so. No, they have him in custody. A San Antonio man found a rare furry creature clinging to his front porch. After phoning animal care services for help Friday morning, he found out the animal is actually illegal to own in the city limits and in South Texas. The creature was identified as a coati, a wild, non-native species that's typically found in Central and South America, according to ACS. It was found in a South Side neighborhood west of Miller's Pond. Officers struggled in capturing the creature, but after a brief workout and some running, the coati was safely contained. Coatis are diurnal animals in the same family as raccoons, and like any wildlife, they're definitely not pets. ACS statement said the owner of the coati lived on the same street where it was discovered. Illegal animal trade. Coatis are, the owner, ACS said it had consulted with state game wardens before the coati was transferred to a Wildlife Rescue and Rehabilitation Incorporated, which is one of 3 Texas-based organizations that can legally care for these animals. Residents who are caught with a coati could face confiscation of the animal and a hefty fine of $2,000, according to ACS. Please let wild animals stay wild, the shelter said. So there's a little handsome boy there. There's a little handsome fellow. How are you? How are you, coati? Imagine walking your front porch and coming face to face with an unfamiliar creature that doesn't seem happy to see you. That's what Mr. R experienced this morning. He sure wasn't sure what kind of creature was clinging to the pillar of his porch entryway, looking back at him. All he knew is that he needed help. So after a quick call to 311, ACS officers, and let's see, we're gonna share this one. No, ACS officers knew the animal was likely a coati, a wild, non-native species in San Antonio. Coatis are regularly found in central. Okay, so that's just more. Okay, so there he is. So he's probably gonna find a home somewhere. He's probably gonna be returned to the wild. So yeah, illegal animal trade, bad news. So he'll be reunited with his. So there we go. So do not endorse the animal trade. He's off to an animal rescue where he'll be well cared for. He'll be better cared for. He'll get better care than whomever was keeping him. So okay, so there you go, everyone. That is N.A.P.S for this week. I'd like to thank everyone for joining me. I hope everyone enjoyed my Hitman stream, my guitar stream. Let's check. Let's check in with the cat cam before we go. We're checking with the cat cam. Naranja's down here. There's Naranja. He's sleeping. His natural state. Hey, buddy. How you doing? How you doing, buddy? How you doing? You sheepies? You sheepies? Yeah, he's sheepies. Okay, everybody. So there is Agent Orange Cat. He was crying this morning after I fed him. I'm like, would you put a lid on it, buddy? Zabu is off being Zabu. He's probably upstairs. All right, so there's Agent Orange Cat. He's doing well. Everyone, thanks for the stream. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I know you can spend time with anybody, but it really means a lot that you can spend time with me today. Mecca's going to be doing a stream in a little while, so keep a lookout for that one in a couple hours. Yes, after dinner, Mecca's going to be doing a stream. So everyone, keep an eye on for that. Like I said, Mecca's going to be doing a stream in a couple hours. Keep an eye for that. Everyone, have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Have a good Monday. Have a good week. Have a good whatever you're having. No drinking, no driving. We want to see you back here again this week. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And we're going to have some more Black Shaggy news coming up soon. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And everybody, we will catch you next time.